Session 3, Creating Interactive Assessments. Before we get into learning some of the different websites or pieces of software you can use to create your own animations, I want to take a small detour. Interactive assessments are not animations. Okay, an interactive assessment is a way to create an assessment where your kids are interacting with something online. So basically why I'm including it here is these interactive assessment tools that I'm going to show you can include videos, which can also be animations. And as you go search out in the world for animations that are useful and helpful for you, there are plenty of websites that have different animated content. Animated content helps with the engagement. And these two different interactive assessment tools I'm going to show you, one are free and two are really easy to use, and they're just really too good to pass up, and they can be applied to multiple grade levels, so whether you're a first grade teacher or a high school teacher. The first website I'm going to show you how to use for interactive assessments is called Kahoot. You might be thinking, well, is this just another website and they're touting it and saying, oh yeah, it really helps engage students? Well, let's read a little bit about what people have said about Kahoot. We'll include the link to this article in the links document for this session if you want to read more about it. But yes, this is the blog, but there have been many studies showing the benefits of using Kahoot in the classroom and how it has a positive impact. Just a highlight of the research article is that it did have a positive effect on learning kindergarten through college. So there were 100 different studies about Kahoot and how it affects. And if you see this, it has a positive effect on learning performance, classroom dynamics, attitudes, and anxieties, both in higher education and K through 12 context. Here's my other point and sale for gamification. Right here, it says the Kahoot effectiveness research concluded it focused on improving learning outcomes by boosting engagement, participation, and motivation through competitive game-based learning experiences. Who does not want to do that with your students? The Kahoot is a game-based learning platform. It has a student response system, like it said, that focuses on increasing students' engagement and motivation while assessing students' understanding of a learning session. That's the great thing about Kahoot. You can make Kahoots really, really easily for a lesson, not for a whole unit. So you can use them as formative assessments and summative assessments if you like. The point of me including this in this class is you can include graphics and animations as part of the learning in Kahoot. So let's take a look at how to create a Kahoot. Many times in my courses, I make my own tutorials for you because I find some of the tutorials online lacking. With Kahoot, they do a very good job, and I will include this link in the links document to the Kahoot tutorials. So you can go through and see all the different features. The one that I showed you in this session was just a basic one, but you have how to host games, how to use the question bank, how to duplicate a Kahoot, how to assign Kahoots as homework. There's lots and lots of different tools and tutorials for you to use on the Kahoot YouTube channel. Plus, also, anytime an update is made, they have been making updates to this channel as well, so you will have access to the most recent tutorials. If you do find you have a question that is not answered in one of the tutorials, please reach out to me for help. Or if you do not understand something in one of the tutorials, please reach out to me for help, either by emailing me or sending me a message through Schoology. Next site we're going to talk about is Edpuzzle. Edpuzzle is a web-based tool for editing online videos and adding interactive content to target specific learning objectives. Basically, what you can do is you can pair videos with text and extra info to support student preparing for an activity of a lesson. The great part of it is you can add your own voiceover feature to add quick checks to read aloud about a video to engage and support struggling readers. You can also use your voiceovers to introduce vocabulary words along with the pronunciation and definitions. It has a very intuitive design. Its design is very intuitive to use. The interface is not complicated. You can share videos with your students, assign due dates to the assignments, and track student scores and progress. The cool thing about it is this is a way, if you assign a video, that you can do checks throughout the video to make sure the kids are actually watching the whole video. So for example, you can put a question at 1 minute into the video, and kids cannot watch the rest of the video unless they answer the question. So super helpful to keep kids engaged, and you are sure that they are actually watching the videos in the assignments. Your students could also use it to create their own video lessons, and that would be a great way for them to show true and in-depth understanding of the concepts you're teaching. Another good thing about Edpuzzle, it has built-in learning management system integration, which means it is easy for you to build an Edpuzzle and include it in whatever learning management system that you use. It has an API for Schoology, Google Classroom, Canvas, Moodle, probably Blackboard, and Canva. So any LMS that your classroom uses or your school uses, you will be able to integrate Edpuzzle into. As with many programs, there is a free version and a pro version, and you can decide for yourself after you're using it if you really like it, if you want to upgrade to a pro version. So Edpuzzle, as they say, their mission is 100% free for teachers and students, and their goal is to never charge a teacher for using Edpuzzle because they do get it. They were former teachers. So with their basic plan, you can store up to 20 videos in your account. But if you get into Edpuzzle, you might want more. So there are different ways that you can boost your storage space. You can refer a colleague to Edpuzzle, and you will leave space for 3 more lessons. You can talk to your school about going pro, so you can get a pro license and possibly sign up your students or sign up your school or your district. You also can get an individual pro teacher license if you want to enjoy unlimited storage space and your school or your district is not willing to pay for it. The pro teacher license is $12.50 a month, which is not crazy if this turns into some program that you will be using with somewhat regularity. Edpuzzle has many resources to help you use their program. They even have something called Edpuzzle courses. If you're interested in getting Edpuzzle certified, which basically will get you a certificate of completion, continuing ed credit, and a lifetime access to the courses. So if you need continuing ed credit, not necessarily a bad idea. So There are 3 levels. The Edpuzzle level would be the one I would suggest you to take now, since this is an introduction to the course if you want to. It is not required for this class, but if you would like continuing ed credit and that would be helpful for you, this is an option for you and it is your choice. In Module 1, you'll learn about setup, finding and editing, and viewing and data analytics. You will also learn how this to do through the help videos. But like I said, if there's a reason you want continuing ed credit, this is a good way to do it. There are 3 levels of courses if you want. Level 2 was once you're more comfortable with it and shows you some of the extra secret features about organizing content and collaborating and embedding questions, which you will also learn in this course. And if you're really all about Edpuzzle, you could get a course certification that can help you dive into more detail on Edpuzzle. If you're not interested in using the Edpuzzle courses because you do not need continuing ed credit, there's so many ways and resources for learning the program. If you are a person who likes to read, you like the written directions as opposed to video directions on how to use the program, the Getting Started website for Edpuzzle is the place to go. Along the left side, you have every tool you need. Getting Started shows you all the basics, creating an account, adding a school, okay? Creating video lessons, which is, of course, what you would want to learn. Answers all your questions. How do you create a screen recording? What kinds of questions you add? So all of this is if you want it, like I said, the way to be taught through, you want to read directions, or you want to use this as you're working and just go back and forth and use this as a resource guide. So in the class links for this assignment, for this session, you will see a link for the Getting Started. Let's take a look at the Edpuzzle interface.